Am I live? Can you guys see me? Nobody's in here yet. Oh, I gotta put this link in there. Copy. They're all jacked up. Somebody does not want me to be happy. Okay, so somebody can see me. There's a couple of people that's on here now. I don't know what's happening. I'm just going to go ahead and do the webinar. And worst case scenario, if you see me, awesome. If you don't see me, I will send, excuse me, I'm going to send this video out to the group when it's done, and you can watch it then. I'm really, really sorry. I have no idea what's going on, and I'm going to switch over to my presentation. I mean, I could talk to you guys. I don't know. What do you guys want me to do? Okay, so you guys can see me, but you can't see me. I'm going to try one more time to switch over to the presentation. And if it doesn't work, then we're just going to rock it out like this. Okay, so give me 1 second. Let me just get my full life and find my presentation. And where are you guys? Where is my presentation? All right, I'm going to bring this little sucker over here. So I think that's part of the problem. And then I'm going to do like so. Okay, you guys can see me now. We're okay so far. Let's see what happens when I try to share my screen. Well, of course, nothing good happens here. Okay. I lost half of you guys. What's going on? This like really sucks. So I'm going to have to switch over. I was going to talk to you guys, but in order for me to actually record it the right way, I would have to switch over to the actual thing. So all right, I just switched. So if anybody is still out there listening to anything that I have to say, please tell me if what you see on the screen, if you can see me, if you can't see me. But I'm going to go forward because we just wasted 32 minutes on this foolishness. So I am so sorry, but I promise you guys it will be worth it once you see the video. So we are here, how to test your idea and turn it into a profitable business. As I mentioned earlier, this webinar is perfect for you if you are new to business and you're becoming an entrepreneur. You have an idea, but you don't really know how to get started, or you're struggling in your business. You may have put something out already, but it's not progressing the way you want it to progress. You don't have a lot of clients, so you're not making enough money in your business. You may have launched a couple of things and nothing is picking up for you. So it's good for you in that regard because I'm going to help you how to change that. Or maybe you're somebody like me where you have way too many ideas in your head and you don't know which one to push first. Or maybe you've launched a product already and it just didn't sell to absolutely anybody. You see my pick. Okay, so I'm just going to move forward. And then after, you guys can ask me any questions you want. I'm going to send you this video so you can actually see the slides. But I'm just going to keep going because I don't want to waste any more time trying to figure this thing out. So too many times people don't plan out their ideas, guys, to see if it's really going to work because we want to jump right into making the money. And then when the plan flops, we're either deeper in debt, we're more stressed out than we were before. We lose any motivation that we have to do anything else. And I get it because I personally hate research. It takes time and patience that most of us don't have. And so we're always looking for a way to shorten that learning curve. Some things can be shortened, some things cannot, but it's just in the way that you do it. So I'm going to show you the right way to do it. And the reason why most businesses fail is not because they don't have any clients, but because they don't take the time to see if what they're putting out into the market is actually a viable idea. And that's because we don't want to do the research that we know we need to do. But you have to do the research in order to see if your idea is good and who your idea is best to serve. And I know research can be overwhelming and tiresome, but if you don't do the research, guys, your business is going to fail because you're going to end up wasting money. You're going to end up wasting time. You're going to end up wasting energy that you can't get back. So I put together a system, and I want you to follow the system that I've put in place where you can fully test your idea so that you can see if it's a sustainable business for you, because who wants to spend a whole bunch of money building something up, trying to figure something out? You spend all this time, all this energy, and then it doesn't work. Like, that's so disappointing. And I don't want to see that happen to you because it has happened to me. And I'm going to tell you about that in a minute. I'm going to teach you how to do all of this in a very fun and lucrative way so that you can still make money while you are trying to test out your product. So we spent a lot of time figuring out this stupid webinar, and I briefly talked about who I am. But if you don't know who I am, as I mentioned before, I am Tanisha Duncan. And I'm a brand and digital media strategist, and I'm also your secret weapon to divorcing your 9-to-5. And I want to help you guys create a business that you absolutely love. I don't want to see you guys stuck in a 9-to-5 doing things that you absolutely hate doing, because that sucks. So I am the co-founder of the Quit Your 9-to-5 Academy alongside my husband, Damien. You guys can't see this picture yet, but when you will, you'll see my husband in this picture. And I'm also the co-founder of Digital Divas Media Group that I have with my sister, Debbie Williams. And in that program, we help small businesses make a big impact online, helping them grow their social media platforms and really connect with their ideal clients. And I'm able to teach this course to you because I have personally helped hundreds of entrepreneurs develop, seed, and grow their ideas into profitable, sustainable brands using this very same system that I'm going to share with you guys tonight. But before I taught others how to grow their business, I was also a student, and I had to figure things out on my own as well. And hold on, because I want to make sure I can see you guys in the chat box. There we go. Okay, so I was working a full-time job. I was hustling my day job and trying to grow a business. So I had to figure out a way to shorten the learning curve. And my time was strapped on both ends. Many of you that do know me know that I'm a mom. I have 2 little boys, 2 and 5. Boys love their mothers, but they are crazy. And so between being a mom, being a wife, being a business owner, and then working a full-time job, it was just way too much. And so I didn't have the patience, nor the time, nor the energy to go through the research that it would take to actually figure out what I needed to do. So my learning curve was, I'm just going to stalk my competitors and see what they're doing, and then I'm going to copy the same things. But unfortunately, that didn't work for me. It hurt me to the bone, because what works for somebody else doesn't always work for you. And I didn't know what systems they had in place. I just know what the end result was, but the work that went behind it, I didn't know. So when I launched my very first product, which was the Bombshell Business Academy, my program flopped. It was the first thing that I ever launched, and it was my baby and will still always be my baby. I put so much blood, sweat, and tears and hard-earned equity into that product. And it, to this date, has some of the best content that I've ever created. Like, I go back into that program and I'm like, wow, I said that? Like, it was just off the chain. But nobody saw it at first because it launched to crickets. Not one person bought my program, not one. And there were a lot of factors that went into that. But needless to say, I was beyond disappointed. I was brokenhearted. I was crushed. I felt defeated. I just wanted to throw in the towel. So I had to take a short break because I needed to kind of regroup my thoughts and figure this thing out. I'm not a quitter, so I wasn't going to quit. And my husband pushed me. He said, listen, go back at it again and try it again. So I knew that I had to do it, but I just knew that I couldn't do it the same way that I tried to do it before. So once I figured out the right way to do it, I'll be very honest with you guys, I created my system to test my idea on my market. And I was able to get this product in people's hands. The second time I launched this product, I was able to monetize this product to over $10,000. 3,000 of those dollars, guys, I made before I even officially launched the product. So people were begging me for this product before it even officially launched because I use the same system that I'm going to share with you guys today. And I continue to use this strategy on every single product and service that I do, because it helps me to figure out and cut the learning curve, cut the stress, cut the time, cut the energy that I'm putting into something, because I want to do it right the first time, not after. So let's get started. Let's start talking about what it is that you need to do to start monetizing your passion, testing your ideas, making money while you're testing your ideas, even when you don't have a list. And speaking of that, one thing I forgot to mention, when I launched the Bombshell Business Academy, I may have had maybe 300 to 350 people on my list, which in the big scheme of things is not a lot of people at all. At the time, I was grateful for every single person, but that's not a big list. And so to be able to generate $10,000 in sales from a list of 300 people is absolutely amazing. So I'm saying this to you guys because I'm living proof of it, and I'm going to show you how you guys can do the same thing. So by the end of tonight, you are going to know the first thing that you must have if you want to have a successful launch for your business. We're going to talk about how to figure out your niche. And we're going to talk about the secret to creating the perfect target audience. So, we get more that I've totally forgot about this. And we're going to talk about what you need to include in your signature offer if you want it to be a success. And I know you guys can't see me, but I'm just going to repeat this for those that are watching this webinar live. I know you can't see me, but I'm going to go through the webinar with the slides so that I can send you the completed webinar at the end of this. So if you want to stay on and listen, you can. Otherwise, I will send you the recording when it's done. But I hope you guys still stay on. So I'm going to teach you how to test your idea when you don't have a list and make money from your idea. And then I'm going to share with you guys my idea to empire system that's going to help you to do this the right way. So the first thing that you want to do is figure out exactly who your ideal product or service is best for. You need to get used to creating a niche in your market. Some people say niche, I say niche. We're not even going to put that up for debate tonight. But your product or service should not be for everybody, because if you try to make something for everyone, it will end up being for no one. And I know exactly how that is when you're first starting out. Or even when you put something out, you don't even have to be starting out. When you put something out into the market, you're excited for anybody that's looking your way and showing you that they're interested in what you have to sell. And at the time, you're always like, I don't want to turn any sales away. But you have to be very specific for the type of person that you want to attract and what are you going to leverage in your industry? Because if you try to be a jack of all trades, what do they say? You become a master of none. Think about it this way. If you had a specific problem, And if you have a specific problem, you want to go to somebody that you know specializes in fixing that problem or fulfilling that desire. So I always like to talk about luxury cars, right? So if you're looking to buy a Mercedes Benz, you're not going to go to a Honda dealership. Nothing wrong with Honda, but you're not going to find a Mercedes Benz at a Honda dealership. Nor would you go to a buy here, pay here car lot, which is, one of those car lots where you can get, any kind of used car and make monthly payments or bi-weekly payments on it. You're not going to do that because you're not going to find a luxury Mercedes-Benz on that car lot. You would go to a Mercedes-Benz or luxury car dealership, right? Same thing if you had, God forbid, you were diagnosed with a disease like cancer. You're not going to go to your family practitioner. You're not going to go to a podiatrist. You are going to seek out the best cancer specialist there is on this planet Earth that can help you get rid of that cancer, put that cancer in remission, and help you live as long as possible. So that's the same thing that you want to create for your business. The same rules apply. If you want to be a leader in your industry, you have to know that you're crafty. You are crafty, you are creative, and you are creative and crafty for a specific group of people that have a specific problem. You're not for everybody, and that's okay. So when somebody comes to your business and they say, oh, no, thanks, or they unsubscribe from your list, that's okay because they're not for you. And you want to wean out all of those people that are not for you because there's a whole bunch of other people that are. So you want to be very specific in creating a niche for your market. But of course, you might be asking, okay, so how do I create a niche? Well, you want to create a business around something that you're extremely passionate about, something that you could do in your sleep. Now, if you're having a hard time figuring this out, I always say ask 10 to 12 people that are closest to you, people that you are around on a regular basis. So they could be your family, they could be your friends, they could be coworkers, they could be associates, they can be your children. It doesn't matter. You want to ask people that are closest to you these two questions. What are your 3 best qualities? And what did they think you are great at? Because a lot of times, some of the best skills and qualities that we possess tend to be the ones that we overlook. And I can guarantee you that you will get a lot of duplicate answers because people see things that we can't see about ourselves, right? So when people give you their feedback and they tell you the 3 best qualities that you're good at and the things that they think that you're great at, these are your strong suits. These are the things that you really want to pursue. I'll give you an example. So I did this exercise a couple of years ago when I was starting my coaching business, and some of the feedback that I got that was so consistent with everybody that I asked about 25 people. And one of the 3 things that kept coming up, people said that I was a leader, people said that I was creative, and they said that I was confident. And so I said, okay, there's something there. And I agreed. I was like, yeah, you know what? They're right. And it turns out those type of qualities fell right in line with me being a leader as a business coach, helping people to develop and brand their businesses. So that gave me the confirmation that I needed to really pursue my dreams and my goals. So sometimes if you don't see things right in front of you, you can ask other people what they think, and that brings a lot of ideas and creative thoughts to your mind. So when you are developing a product or a service, you want to be crystal clear. Crystal clear. If I had a crystal, I'd click it right now. You want to be crystal clear as to who this product or service is for. Just knowing who your clients are on the surface is not enough. Now, even though you're targeting a group of people, you want to create a client avatar, or I like to say client persona, either one, of one person. So basically, if you could create your ideal client, who would that be? What characteristics would he or she have? So just by saying something like, oh, I want to work with millennials. That's cool, but that's a blanket statement, right? That can be a whole bunch of people. Millennials come in all shapes and sizes. Or you might say, oh, I work with women. That's a blanket statement. Women are fabulous, but we all come in different shapes and sizes, right? We don't all like the same things. We don't all look alike. We don't all think alike. So you've got to be extremely specific. You want to know, okay, you may work with women, but what type of women do you work with? Do you work with moms? Do you work with business women? What age group are these women? What do they do for fun? You've got to be very specific because, as I mentioned earlier, we don't all like the same things. So if you put something out for women, that doesn't mean I'm going to like it. That doesn't mean that Andrea's going to like it or Laura's going to like it. So if you know characteristics about us, then you can craft your idea to fit that demographic. So you want to get used to creating a avatar or persona that represents this one person. Now, I know you're talking to an audience of people, but you want to pull out one person and say to yourself, if I could have the perfect client, who would that person be? What would he or she be? And give that person a name. Okay, you want to create a look for that person. Create a picture, cut a picture out from a magazine or find a stock photo online, or maybe it's somebody that you actually know. But you have to make this person real to you because you want to treat your ideal client like this person is your BFF, right? This person, you know this person from top to bottom. You can't connect with somebody if you don't know them, if you don't have things in common with them, or if you don't know what they think or what they feel. If you've ever tried to connect with somebody who's just cold and rigid, it just doesn't work. So if you don't create your ideal client as somebody that's real to you, that you can talk to whenever you need to talk to, that you can look at in their face, that you can pick their brain, then you will never be able to connect with this person. Now, the next thing that you want to do once you figure out what your great qualities are, what niche you're going to go into, and then who your ideal client is, you want to think about what problem you solve for this particular client, aka group of people, right? Because this avatar represents your entire target audience. So what problem do you solve for this person? Your business should always be an answer to a particular problem, or it should fulfill a desire that your ideal clients have. And before you start to think that your business does not solve a problem, I'm here to tell you that it absolutely does. Every single business solves a problem for their ideal clients. If you do manicures, maybe your ideal client doesn't like going into a local nail salon because they don't sterilize their equipment after every use. And maybe she's sick, maybe she's a diabetic, or she has some other kind of high risk thing where she can't take the chance of them not using sterilized equipment, because if she gets cut and she gets infected, that can be an issue. So that's a problem that you have, or that's a problem that your ideal clients have. And that's something that you want to be able to solve for them. So really think about how your business is the answer to the problem that your ideal clients have. And this is another reason, guys, why it's so important for you to really know who your ideal client is, because if you don't know who they are, then you can't get crystal clear on what problems you solve for them. And most importantly, the reason why they're looking for you. They're looking for you for a reason. Just like you're listening to this webinar, this class, because you want to find out you have a problem. Your problem is that you may be afraid to launch, or you don't have enough clients on your list, and you have something awesome, but you want to make sure you can make some money from it. So that's the problem. So just think about the problems that you solve. When somebody purchases from you, all they want to know is what's in it for you. What's in it for me? That's all they want to know. What is in it for me? They don't care about anything else that you have to say. They just want to know, is this going to work for me? Is this product for me? What is this product going to do for me? So ask yourself, what problem do you solve for your ideal clients? So what is in it for them? What are they going to get from working with you? Now, once you've figured out the problem that your business solves for your target audience, now it's time to get crystal clear on creating your signature offer. And you want to create an offer that is positioned to solve the problem that your clients have. So let me explain that for a second. When we create a signature offer, we create a product. When I say signature offer, I'm referring to whatever your flagship product or flagship services, right? That's what you do. That's what you want to be known for. That's your signature offer. Now, a lot of times we know that we're great at different things. We're great at many things, but we don't test. the idea. So we put it out in the market thinking, oh, when they get this, I'm going to kill them with this. And then nobody buys it. That's because your product or your service was not positioned to solve the problem that your ideal clients have. So you see the process here. Once you figure out the problem your ideal clients have, then you create the product or service, not before. That comes after you've done the research to say, okay, these are my ideal clients. These are the people that I want to work with. And this is the problem that they have. And this is how my business is going to answer and solve that problem. So you create your offer around the problem that your clients have, not just the demographic of who you are working with. Now we're getting to the meat. So now we're going to talk about testing your idea even when you don't have a list. I'm going to look real quick if anybody is there and has a question about anything that I've said so far. I can see the chat. I know you can't physically see me, but I can see the chat. So if you have a question, just pop it in the chat. And I will be sure to answer it. And of course, I'll take any questions that anybody has at the end. So now it's time to test your idea. Now there's two ways to test your idea. You can test your idea if you have a list, and you can test your idea if you don't have a list. So I'm going to talk about testing your idea even when you don't have a list. So there are 3 ways that you can beta test your next product or service when you don't have a list. Very simple ways. One is join online groups like Facebook groups, meetup groups, etc. You can also use live streaming platforms like Facebook Live, Periscope, Snapchat, even doing a webinar, or you can simply ask. So let me share with you what I did when I started my coaching business, because I had no clients, and this is how I was able to get the Bombshell Business Academy to exceed that $10,000, which was a big deal for me. For going from launching to crickets to then launching and making $10,000, that was a big deal for me. So one of the things that I did, I simply joined Facebook groups that were filled with my ideal clients. And what I did was contributed to those conversations that they were having. So the conversations were already happening. I just inserted myself in those conversations, and I presented myself as the expert. So when somebody had a question, I chimed in to answer it. I didn't sell them anything. I didn't push my website. I just became a valuable resource for them. And so people started to look at me as just that, a valuable resource. So then when I was ready to launch my product, I was able to get clients to test my product for me because I had already established credibility with them, and they were excited to test my product. In fact, I had asked for 3 people to beta test my new Bombshell Business Academy, and guess how many people I got who wanted to beta test my product? 29 people. And that's a big deal. So 29 people, and just think about that. That 29 people wanted to beta test my product. That's 29 sales. So what I want you to understand is don't be afraid to leverage yourself. This helps your business overall, because it's also allowing you to be looked at as an expert in your field. And so that's allowing you to gain credibility with your ideal clients when you do things like this. Live streaming, very easy. I always say live streaming is like an infomercial. You get the opportunity to speak to people. They get to see you. They get to see your personality. And then what happens? They get to see you, they get to see your personality, you sell them something, they buy it. So live streaming is awesome in that regard, and a lot of people are shying away from it, but I'm telling you that people are making a killing using platforms like Periscope and Facebook Live, and even Snapchat, even though Snapchat is a little bit more, it's kind of hard to do like a information session, if you will, because you only get up to 10 seconds, but people are doing it. And these are tools that you have easily accessible. It doesn't cost you anything to join a Facebook group. It doesn't cost you anything to do a Facebook Live, as long as you have a smartphone, right? Or you can simply ask. You can simply ask people to beta test your product or service. Now, how you do it to make money by doing it is you test the idea and you ask people to pay you a small fee. So you don't charge what you would normally charge for the program. You just charge a small amount, and there's a reason why you want to do that. But you definitely want to put it out there and you let them know that they're beta testing it so that you can get the feedback from them to see if your product or service is viable and if people are willing to pay for what it is that you have to offer. So does anybody have any questions out there before I continue? No questions? Okay, so we're going to jump right ahead. So I want to teach you guys how to create a sustainable and successful product or service using my idea to empire system. So everything that we just talked about is in my idea to empire system. Now, idea to empire is a new course that I have, and it teaches you how to develop your next big idea into a profitable business. And that is going through the steps that we've just talked about into an even more depth as to how to really develop your idea, how to test it, how to put it in front of the right people, how to make money doing this without it costing you anything. In Idea to Empire, you learn how to create, you learn how to test, and you learn how to launch your brand new product. Now, let me tell you guys what's covered in this course. In Idea to Empire, you will find out where to find your ideal clients, because that's a big deal. Everybody wants to know where to find their ideal clients, how to find them in droves. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that, especially because we want you to niche yourself so that you're only speaking to a select group of people. It's very important to know how to find this select group of people, right? I'm also going to show you in the program how to create the perfect ideal client avatar, because this step is most of the time neglected. And if this step is neglected, everything else crumbles. So you got to make sure that you have your foundation set in place so that when you finally do put a product out there, it doesn't matter if it's air. If your ideal client is watching and listening and paying attention, they're going to buy it. Air is free, but they will pay you for it because you are selling it to them. I'm going to teach you how to develop yourself into that irresistible person for them and become an irresistible magnet. You guys are magnetized to each other. In the course, we talk about getting clear on what problem you solve and how to then deliver that in a product or service. So we talk a lot about the problems you solve, but then how do you really develop that into your signature offer? We talk about that in this course. I also talk about how to test your big idea even when you don't have a list, or when you have a list. Did I say that right? Even when you have a list and when you don't have any clients or a list. So if you have a list, it's going to be much easier, of course. But if you don't have a list, which most of us either don't have a list or we have very teeny tiny lists, I'm going to show you how to develop and test your idea and make money doing it with a little bit of with a small list. We touched on it tonight, but I go even deeper into it in the course. One of the biggest things that this beta testing does for you is get you killer testimonials. So in this course, I tell you how to get those killer testimonials before you even launch a product. That's such a big deal because anything that anybody puts in the market, right? We always want to see who else has bought this and how did it affect them. What do you do when you're getting ready to make a big purchase? You go and you look at the reviews. You want to know what other people are saying about this product. Well, if you're just starting, you don't have any reviews. If you don't have any clients, you definitely don't have any reviews. But this course teaches you how to get those killer testimonials, aka reviews, before you even launch your product, so that when you do launch, you have people that are already talking about your stuff and you use this to sell your product or service. And then of course we talk about the actual launch. So putting your product out there. We did all of this testing and this, that, and the third, and now it's time to actually put it out there. So we talk about how to launch your product or service. All of that is covered in Idea to Empire. And then of course, I can't have a program if I don't have bonuses, because who doesn't love gifts and bonuses, right? So inside of the program, you get the ideal client avatar worksheet, which is going to really help you nail this, like really nail it as far as finding out who your ideal client is. It's a really fun exercise that I like you guys to do so that you can figure this out once and for all. And once you figure this out, you're going to love creating products and services, because you're going to know exactly what to say, how to say it, who to say it to. I also give you another worksheet where I talk about the 3 common problems that your clients want solved, because a lot of times we get stumped, especially if we have a fun business or we have something creative. We're like, I don't have to solve a problem. My people aren't struggling, and I don't know how to create a problem or what my clients struggle with. Well, this worksheet is going to help you drill that down and nail that easily by figuring out the 3 common problems that your clients want solved and how to fit your business into that equation. Let me get my life together. And then that worksheet also shares 35 ideas for your next product or service. So again, we are creatives, right? And we can think about a whole bunch of creative things. But sometimes when it comes to our business and when it comes to things that we need to do, we get stumped and we're like, I don't know what I need to do. So I'm giving you guys 35 ideas that can be applied to any business for you to create your next product or service. Maybe you're listening to this webinar and you don't have a product or service at all, but you want to create something, you just don't know what to create. This is perfect for you, because you'll have a list of ideas that'll help you figure out what your next product or service should be, especially once you figure out who your ideal clients are, who are the people you want to work with, and what problems they solve. Coming up with ideas for your next product or service is going to be a piece of cake. And then I've also included my Ready, Set, Launch checklist. So when you are launching a product, there is a checklist that I want you guys to follow, because launching is very daunting. And there's a lot of things that people forget to do when they're launching a product, which has a lot to do with why their product does not launch or doesn't get any sales. So my Ready, Set, Launch checklist is literally a checklist to tell you what to do 6 to 8 weeks ahead of time, 4 to 6 weeks ahead of time, 2 weeks ahead of time, 1 week ahead of time, and launch week. Lays it out exactly what you should be working on to make sure you have a successful launch. And then one of my most favorite things that I love to do is actually writing copy. Like, I love writing copy. And so I'm sharing with you guys in my bonuses my secret guide to writing the perfect sales copy. Because, okay, we figured out the test. We've tested it. We got the feedback we needed. We got people to pay us for our product or service before we even launched it. We got the testimonials. Now it's time to actually launch. And now I got to put this thing on my website and get people to buy it. But I don't know what to say about my product or service to make people buy it. So this guide is life, because it literally maps out exactly how your sales page should be, what you should be saying first, second, third, fourth. I also give you examples of what you should say, or some of the things that you should say, so that you can see how you can just literally take that business out, put your business in, and create easy, perfect sales copy. So those are the 5 bonuses that come along with the Idea to Empire. And I didn't mention it here, but Idea to Empire is delivered in a 10 videos. So it's 10 videos along with the bonuses that you would watch. So we won't have this problem that we have here today, but you'll get 10 videos plus the 5 bonuses. Is it 5 or 6? 5 bonuses and the 10 videos. And you get instant access to it, because I know some people like to kind of drip feed you. They'll give you a video here, and then 2 weeks they'll give you another video here. Nope. You get access to all 10 videos. It's actually 11 videos. You get access to all 11 videos and the bonuses immediately. And so the course is $97. And like I said, you get the 10 videos, you get the Ready, Set, Launch guide, you get how to write copy that sells, you get the 3 common problems worksheet, you get the 35 ideas worksheet, you get the ideal client worksheet, and you get all of that, guys, for $97. So if you are interested, you're ready to take your business to the next level, you have an idea that you really want to put into the market, now is the perfect time. We've just finished half of the year already. So let's finish the other half of the year strong. If you are interested in the course, you can go to bit.ly/idea to empire. And once you register for the course, you'll get an email with immediate access and a link to the videos and the, can I repeat the 3 ways to test your idea with no list? Phone went out. Okay, I can. So the 3 ways to test your ideas without a list. The first way I said was to join online groups. So you want to basically become a part of the conversation. And actually, I can get off of this and you guys can look at me now. So let me jump up out of here. Hold on one second. Hold, and I'm gonna show my face again. Oh, now it doesn't want me to show my face? Like, are you kidding me? Okay, there we go. Hi, so I'm here, I'm alive. Okay, so the 3 ways, so who asked that question? Chemistry. Okay, thanks for sticking around, Chemistry. That's okay, Lena. What are you selling? You're speaking some good stuff. I'm so sad. Thanks, guys. I'm so sad that y'all didn't get to see those slides, but I'm going to send it to you as soon as I get off of this webinar so you can see it and really listen to it. So your question was, what are the 3 ways to test your idea with no list? So the first thing that you want to do is, I said you can join groups like Facebook groups, online groups, Facebook groups, even meetup groups. And what you do when you join those groups, you populate yourself in those groups, and then you start to join the conversation. So you want to join groups that your ideal clients are a part of or where they are in droves. So like I gave the example of when I first started my business, I started doing business coaching for wedding professionals. So I joined groups where there was a whole bunch of wedding professionals. And every time they asked a question about their business, about their marketing, about their brand, guess who was there to answer their question? Me. So now when it came time for me to say, listen, I'm creating this product to help wedding professionals grow their business, everybody already knew me as a leader, as an expert in that area. So it was no problem trying to get people to test my product. And I said, hey guys, I'm launching my first online product. I'm looking for a couple of people to beta test it. It usually I'm going to sell it for X amount of dollars, but if you guys beta test it, I'll give it to you for this. And people bought it. Simple. The second way I said was to do live streaming. So if you don't want to join Facebook groups, or maybe you do, another way that you can get in front of your ideal clients is to do videos. So you can do Periscopes, you can do Facebook Live videos. I mentioned Snapchat. There's some other stuff out there that I know nothing about. You can host webinars, but what you want to do is really spend that time building yourself up as the expert and teaching and giving knowledge. You want to present yourself as a resource of value, because once people see, if people don't think that what you have can help them, then they're not going to buy it. So first you need to establish that. If you can establish yourself as a resource to the people, and you're doing that without even asking for money, when it comes time for you to ask people for money or sell a product, you've already established that know, like, and trust factor with them. They know you, they like your personality, they've seen you on video, or they see you on the Facebook group, and now they trust you because you've already given great content that they were able to use, or maybe somebody else in the group was able to use, and it helped them. So if I'm teaching you all of this, I can't wait to see what she's going to teach me when she does her own thing. Does that make sense, Chemistry? Okay, and that was a great question. So the third, I didn't give you the third. The third was simply ask. So simply ask people. You can ask people that fit. This is key though. You want to ask people that fit the bill of your ideal client. So you just don't want to ask random people. You want to ask people that are your ideal clients. And it could be a family member, a friend, a coworker, but somebody that, if you could pick an ideal client or somebody that you'd want to utilize your products or service, it would be them. And say, hey, listen, I'm getting ready to launch this product and I need some people to test it out. Would you be willing to test it out for me? You already have a relationship with this person, so this person would be like, oh, sure, I'll test it out. But you want to make sure that they're not somebody just going to sugarcoat your feelings. Oh, girl, that was fabulous when it was trash. Like, you really need. And that's why I like to use people that are not necessarily connected to me. And that's why I make them pay, because when people spend money, they're more vested in it. If they don't spend money, They don't care. They probably won't even give you the feedback you need. They probably won't even test the product. You give it to them, they use it, they go about their business. But if somebody is committed to it, then they're going to give you what you need back. You're giving them the product that they can potentially use. You're wanting feedback in return to see how well the product worked for them. What would they change? What would they not change? You know, what could you do better? What was great about the product? Because that feedback is what you're going to use to actually launch your product. Okay, so does anybody else have any other questions before we close out? I'm gonna put the course in the chat. I'm really disappointed that you guys didn't get to see the whole thing, but that's okay. I'll probably do this thing over one day in my life, not right now, but I definitely will send this out to you guys. I think this is it. Hold on. I got to flip back to my screen to make sure I'm giving you guys the right information. So just hold the phone. Idea to Empire. Yes, that is it. Okay. So bit.ly Idea to Empire. Anybody else have any other questions, concerns, comments? So we still were able to get it down in a little over an hour. Not the whole hour, but a little over the hour. And I appreciate all of you guys that stuck through this, even though we had some little malfunctions with the presentation. I love you guys for doing that. The course is actually, it's $97. It's actually going to go up to $197. So if you guys purchase it now, you'll save $100 on the course. So if this is something that you really think that you want to do, I would definitely look into this and get it, because it's going to help you not only launch your first project, but all others after that. Because once you get this system in place, you won't have to worry about launching a viable product or service again. So I want you guys to go ahead and get it, especially before it goes up in price when I actually launch it to the world. So that's it. So you can go to bit.ly / look at me. bit.ly / Idea to Empire. Look at the link that I sent, and I'll have the link. I'll send it out with the video. But if nobody has any more questions, I'm going to look real quick to see if anybody has another question. And if nobody has any other questions, then I'm going to let you guys go and enjoy the rest of your evening. So again, thank you guys for joining me tonight. I hope to see you guys in the Idea to Empire course, and have a great evening. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.